Everyone looked at this round of 32 draw and said, Netherlands comfortable, easy passage. Morocco are good, sure, but the Dutch have been scoring for fun, 10 goals in the group stage, and they topped Group F. Job done, right? Not quite. Because Morocco are not built like Brazil or Argentina. They don't overwhelm you with superstar overload. They don't need to score 4 goals to scare you. They make football uncomfortable. They slow the game down, close every passing lane, frustrate you for an hour. And before you know it, you're walking into the dressing room 1 goal behind, wondering how it happened. They went to Qatar in 2022 and became the first African nation to reach a World Cup semi-final. Knocked out Spain and Portugal on the way. Nobody expected that either. So when people tell you this is a comfortable Dutch win, just be careful. Comfortable is exactly how Morocco like you to feel. The Netherlands come into this match in a very good place. 7 points from the group, top of Group F, 10 goals scored. Brian Brobbey has been banging them in, 3 goals in the tournament already. Cody Gakpo is looking sharp. Dumfries is bombing forward. The whole thing feels fluid and confident. But here is something worth noting. Their 2 group stage wins came against Sweden and Tunisia. The Japan game, their opener, finished 2-2. Japan came back from behind twice and the Dutch surrendered 2 leads. Conceded a late equalizer in the 88th minute. So when the level of opposition went up slightly, there were signs of vulnerability. Against Morocco, that level goes up again. Morocco, for their part, have come through a proper group. They opened against Brazil, one of the favorites at this tournament, and held them to a 1-1 draw. In that Brazil game, they actually had 12 shots in the first 30 minutes. They went toe-to-toe with one of the favorites and didn't blink. Then they beat Scotland. Then they beat Haiti 4-2 in a chaotic match where they had 69% possession, created the better chances, and eventually imposed their quality. They finished second in Group C behind Brazil only on goal difference. Could have been group winners. So the question of who has the momentum going into this match is actually a much closer call than people think. Morocco are playing with confidence. They are playing with the memory of 2022. They are not intimidated by this stage. They have been here before and they went further than everyone expected. The Dutch carry expectation. Morocco carry freedom, and that is a dangerous combination. Ronald Koeman deploys a 4-3-3, or more accurately these days, something that shifts between a 4-3-3 in possession and a tighter 4-2-3-1 shape when they are without the ball. The basis of everything is control. Koeman is not a manager who likes to gamble. He wants his team to dominate possession, build through midfield and create space through width. The whole structure is built on that. Frenkie de Jong is the key figure. He plays in the midfield 3, but he is the rhythm of the team. The pass that unlocks things, the player who sees the angle before everyone else. He was one of the Netherlands' main chance creators in qualifying, and that tells you something. This is not just neat possession. He gives them progression and end product from midfield. Ryan Gravenberch and Tijani Reisenders give him legs around him. 2 athletic, energetic midfielders who can drive with the ball, press, and recover space quickly. This midfield 3 is comfortable on the ball and covers serious ground defensively. Out wide, Cody Gakpo has been excellent. He likes to run at defenders, cut inside on his right foot, and he has the end product at this level. Dumfries on the right side provides that constant overlap. He is an attacking fullback who has been a genuine threat in this tournament. Up front, Brobbey is the focal point, and he is doing something very specific and very effective. He is holding the ball up, bringing people into play, winning headers, creating second balls. He is a powerful, physical number 9 who makes the team bigger and harder to defend against. 3 goals from a centre forward who plays more like a battering ram than a finisher. Not a bad thing to have. Virgil van Dijk is, as always, the defensive foundation. He is calm, he is commanding, he organizes, he can distribute out from the back, and crucially, he does not switch off. Even in the easy games, he is switched on. Weaknesses? A couple worth noting. 1. They struggled against Japan when the press was applied high and the transitions were quick. 2. Without Xavi Simons, who ruptured his ACL before the tournament, they have lost their most creative, inventive player. The squad is still strong, but that is a real absence. The attack can become predictable when they do not break quickly enough. Also, the fullbacks push forward aggressively, which means the space in behind is there if you can win the ball and transition fast. Morocco have changed since 2022. Not completely. The defensive structure and the hard work and the organization are still there. And under Mohamed Ouabi, they are not only a low block team anymore. They can still suffer and defend, but they can also press you early and attack with real ambition. They play a 4-3-3 that turns into a 4-2-3-1 depending on the phase. Achraf Hakimi is basically their extra winger. He has been one of Morocco's main statistical leaders, especially in crosses, touches, chance creation and attacking involvement. He scored against Haiti, and almost everything dangerous on that side seems to go through him. He is not playing like a defender, he is playing like a forward who occasionally tracks back, which is a very PSG thing to do. Sofyan Amrabat is the anchor. He sits in front of the back four, and his whole job is to protect, to win the ball, to keep the structure intact. He did it brilliantly in 2022, and he is doing it again here. Think of him as the fuse box. While he is working, everything else can take risks. Brahim Diaz and Bilal El Khanous gives them the creativity in advanced midfield. El Khanous, in particular, 22 years old, Bundesliga, electric with the ball, can unlock things in tight spaces. He is the kind of player who finds a gap that should not exist. Ismael Saibari has been Morocco's top scorer with 3 goals, scoring in every group stage match and an absolute mountain of defensive work. His work rate has been outstanding throughout the tournament. He is everywhere. He is not a classic centre forward. He arrives from midfield and the inside channels, presses like mad, and still gets into scoring positions. He is a pressing, running, goal-poaching presence who gives the whole team more energy. And their defensive structure, genuinely difficult to break down. Chadi Riyad and Redouane Halhal are not names that will frighten anyone on paper, but they've been solid, and behind them is Yassine Bounou, Bono, one of the most experienced keepers at this tournament. He does not panic. He was the hero against Spain in 2022, when Morocco kept Spain scoreless in the penalty shootout. Bounou saved from Soler and Busquets, while Sarabia hit the post. The issue for Morocco, and it showed slightly against Haiti, is that when they are expected to break down a low block, when they need to dictate, it doesn't always come as naturally. Against a team sitting deep and waiting, they can lack that sustained central creativity. But here is the thing, Morocco don't have to sit deep from minute 1. They can press early, make the Dutch uncomfortable, and then, if the game stays level, shrink the pitch and become more compact. That is the danger with Morocco. They can disturb you in different ways. They can press you high, but they can also drop into a compact block and make the game feel smaller and smaller. The Netherlands want rhythm, Morocco want friction. That is the cleanest way to put it. Koeman's team are at their best when they can establish possession in the middle third, recycle the ball calmly, build tempo gradually, and then suddenly shift gear when the space opens up. They want the game to breathe. They want De Jong to find pockets. They want the fullbacks to push and the wingers to get in behind. Morocco's whole game plan is to interrupt that rhythm, press high, disrupt the build-up, win the ball in dangerous positions, and then go the other way quickly, through Hakimi's overlapping runs or through Saibari's late arrivals into the box. Netherlands have the tools to win this match. Morocco have the tools to ruin this match. The Dutch will want to control. Morocco will want chaos. And if Morocco can keep this game tight, keep the Dutch from getting into their passing rhythm early, and play on the transitions, they have genuine knockout threat. This is massive. Netherlands have been fast starters, but they've shown they can be caught if they stop concentrating. They had 2 goals in the first 8 minutes against Tunisia. If they can get an early goal, Morocco have to come out and play more openly. That is a much more comfortable game for the Dutch. If it is still 0-0 after 20 minutes, Morocco are comfortable. They are patient. They know how to protect a goalless scoreline. Both teams push their right-sided players forward. Dumfries bombs forward for the Netherlands, Hakimi bombs forward for Morocco, which means there is going to be space in behind for both sides. This is arguably the most important positional battle on the pitch. When Dumfries goes, who is behind him? When Hakimi goes, who covers? These 2 players are both brilliant going forward, and both create vulnerabilities. Whoever manages this better on the day has a serious advantage. Saibari presses relentlessly. Amrabat presses in midfield. If Morocco get high and disrupt De Jong early, if they force him into mistakes or hurried decisions, the Dutch lose their control mechanism. If De Jong can handle the pressure and find the passes in behind the press, Morocco are in trouble. Everything depends on that. Netherlands are dangerous from set pieces. Van Dijk's aerial presence directly helped create the Netherlands' second goal against Tunisia. Morocco are also well organized at defending them. But this is an area where one moment of quality from a Dutch free kick or corner could be decisive. One of the hardest defensive units left in the tournament. If the Netherlands score first, Morocco almost certainly have to open up. If Morocco score first, Netherlands will have to be more direct, more aggressive, and Morocco's defensive structure becomes even harder to break. If this is still level after an hour, pressure falls on the Netherlands. They are the favorite. They are expected to win. Morocco can absorb that. The Dutch cannot afford for this game to drift. Play fast, but not rushed. There is a difference. Fast football is dangerous. Rushed football is just giving the ball away with enthusiasm. The Dutch need to find tempo in the first 20 minutes and not let Morocco settle. If they can get Gakpo running in behind early, if they can get Dumfries overlapping and delivering before the Moroccan defensive block is fully organized, that is where the danger is. They need to avoid playing into Morocco's press. If Gravenberch or Van Dijk are playing long balls into a congested midfield, Morocco will love it. They will win those second balls all day. The Dutch need to be patient in possession, but never slow. There is that word again, rhythm. Defensively, they need to track Hakimi properly. Not just for 15 minutes and then forget about it, for the whole match. Because if Hakimi gets on the ball in space at this level, he is a genuine goal threat. Van de Ven is fast enough on the left to handle pace. But it needs organization, not just individual quality. And de Jong needs to be the engine of everything. He cannot disappear in big games. This is his kind of stage. Big tournament, big pressure. Much of the Dutch build-up flows through him. If he plays well, the Dutch play well. Simple as that. Make it ugly. Make it uncomfortable. Make it a battle. Morocco's route to victory runs through disruption. They need to press high in the first 20 minutes, not let de Jong settle, and force the Dutch into mistakes or long balls they cannot deal with. Hakimi needs to be central to everything going forward. His ability to arrive late into the box, his crossing, his link with Diaz, that is their main creative threat. If he has a quiet game, Morocco become much less dangerous going forward. Saibari needs to be everywhere. Press, run, press again. His energy sets the tone for the whole team. If Morocco can get to halftime at 0-0, they will feel very confident. Because a 0-0 at 60 minutes means the Dutch are starting to feel the pressure of expectation. And Morocco, who have made a habit of absorbing that kind of pressure in tournaments, will back themselves to find a moment. They also need to avoid yellow cards early. If Amrabat picks up a booking by the half-hour mark, he cannot press as aggressively in the second half. That changes their whole shape. Morocco's best-case scenario? Frustrate for 70 minutes. Get a chance through a transition. Hakimi, Saibari, a quick 1-2, and take it. Then defend for their lives. They have done it before. Right, let's talk through how this can go. If Netherlands score in the first 20 minutes, this is probably a comfortable 2-0 or 3-1 Dutch win. Morocco have to come out and play, they leave space, and the Dutch have the individual quality to exploit it. If it's 0-0 at the half-hour mark, Morocco are in their element. They will feel the game and believe in the counter. This is where it gets genuinely interesting. If Morocco score first, genuinely difficult for the Netherlands. Morocco behind a one-goal lead against a stronger team is a structure they have used very successfully. Spain found out how hard Morocco are to break down at 0-0. Portugal found out how dangerous they become once they have a one-goal lead. If it's still 0-0 after an hour, the Dutch bench has quality. Koopmeiners, Somerville, Weghorst can all come on and change things. But so can Morocco's subs. Wabi has shown he can change games with substitutions. Is there upset potential? Yes, there is. I won't pretend there isn't. Morocco have the defensive discipline, the tournament experience, and the tactical intelligence to knock out a better team on paper. They have done it before on the biggest stage. But 10 goals in 3 group games, that's not nothing. Brobbey is in serious tournament form. De Jong in the middle is a real control mechanism. And Morocco have already handled Brazil's individual quality. But the Netherlands gives them a different kind of test. More structured width, more aerial power, and a more controlled midfield rhythm. My prediction is Netherlands 2-1 Morocco. But I am not saying that like this is some easy stroll in the park result. Morocco have the tools, the belief, and the experience to make this very uncomfortable. Netherlands ought to win, as long as they manage the tempo and get that early goal. Big difference between should and will. And